We're using this great guide from the Urban Worm called DIY Worm Farm Guide. We're going to show you today how to make a worm farm. The reason we're doing this is because it's Plastic Free July and we're wanting to make use of some of our plastic containers and give them a new lease of life. The things you'll need are 2 plastic containers. Better if you can reuse what you've already got. So if you've plants that or trees that came or shrubs that came in pots and you want to reuse them, this is good for that. At least 10 litres, so quite a big chunky size. Then we're also using a drill with a drill bit. So we've opted for a 3mm metal drill bit to use. And then if you are going to add a tap on, we're not going to, but if you are, then you need one of these. We've also got some worm bedding and we're just foraging for some worms right now in our compost heap to add into here. The first thing we're going to do is drill some holes, about 15 holes. We've already got 3 already in, so we're just going to add to those holes. Once we've done that, we're going to add some holes to the lid of the other container. We're going to add those all around the rim. So with our 2 pots with lots of holes, this one with holes around the rim, this one with holes across the bottom, we're going to put the one with the rims around the top inside. That will allow all the moisture to collect down into this bottom one. If you've got a tap on that you'd attach on here, the liquid will come off. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to periodically take this out and use the worm juice as fertiliser. Now we're going to add some bedding into the bottom. So we're going to add about 4 inches covering of our chosen bedding. We've in an office, so we've got some shredded paper, so we're going to use that. And now all we need to do is add our worms. You found any?
Yes.
Lovely. Yeah. That's great. So we've got our worms, about 200 grams, and we've got our tiger worms as well, which have got those lovely stripes over the top. So we're going to add those worms to our bedding. And then we're going to add some compost food for them. We want the bedding to be nice and damp like a sponge. So we're going to keep adding water to it periodically until it feels sponge-like and sticking slightly. Then we're going to take the bottom layer off and pour that worm juice out onto our plants. We're going to water it down 1 to 10 with water and feed onto plants. And we're going to wait about 3 to 6 months to harvest the worm manure and the worms as well from here. Remember that worms don't like the sunlight, so it needs to have some sort of lid on top to keep them in darkness.
My bucket to feed it my kitchen scraps.